championships continue here at Camp Randall Stadium here in Madison. 2 games done. Division 7 and Division 6 champions crowned. Now we're getting ready for kickoff. The Division 5 state championship game. The undefeated Aquinas Blue Golds 13-0 against the Mayville Cardinals 11-2 on the season. These state championships continue here at Camp Randall. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Sophia Minert, joined by Al Minert, WFCA Hall of Fame member, longtime head coach at Edgewood High School. And we've had 2 really good games here already in Division 7 and Division 6. And we're getting ready for Division 5 here. And these are 2 teams that are familiar with Camp Randall, but they have not been here for a while. For Mayville, they have not been here since 2007. And Aquinas since 2006. Here's a look at what is on tap here today. So in Division 7, it was Reedsville who came away with a 17-0 victory, their first state championship in school history. In Division 6, it was Colby who defeated the defending state champion St. Mary Springs 22-7. And now we're getting ready for Aquinas and Mayville. And these are 2 teams that get the job done in different ways.
Yeah, they do. You know, you look at Aquinas likes to throw the ball a fair amount, and then Mayville likes to really pound it. And one of the big keys in the first 2 games was the weather and its effect on the kicking game and field position. So it'll be very interesting to see how these teams handle the elements today.
Well, this should be a good game coming up here in Division 5. We're just minutes away from kickoff. So as we get ready for this game, we go up to our game announcers, Jay Wilson and the birthday boy, Bill Brophy. Guys, who are some of the players to watch here in this Division 5 state title game?
Well, Sophie, a couple of them we're going to take a look at in a second, but I don't think there's anybody in the stadium happier to be in the broadcast booth than this guy. How cold is it down there?
Well, Al's right. The weather is going to be a factor today. It was for the first 2 games, and that may impact Aquinas, who lives through its passing game. You're going to find one of the best quarterbacks in the St. Jackson, Flodmeyer, in this game, going against a team that likes to run the ball in Mayville. The wind may affect Aquinas' passing game in a big way.
Let's take a closer look at those 2 names that Brof just mentioned. Wow, anytime you have stats that are over 2,000 in anything, that's pretty good. And here's 2 guys today.
Schropnagel, honorable mention, All-State running back, carried 43 times for 270 yards and 6 touchdowns last week in the semifinals to punch Mayville's ticket here. And Flodmeyer throws it through the air. He's an All-Stater as an All-State wide receiver. Again, it'll be interesting to see how he handles the wind, but the junior's done it all year for Aquinas.
Aquinas Blue Golds 13-0. Mayville Cardinals 11-2. Mayville won a state championship in 1994. Aquinas the 2007 WIA title. Who's going to get their second? We'll find out in a moment. Kickoff coming up from Camp Randall Stadium.
Hello.
When you look at art, you might see something framed or forgotten. But we're looking at how art paints a picture of the past, because history is more than a single perspective. And that's why we're doing research to connect communities.
The 2021 WIAA State Football Championships are brought to you by Rural Mutual. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Cobison Buses, now hiring school bus drivers. Family pride in every ride. And by Iron Chalk, powered by Silver Iron Technology. It's what's inside.
Well, it's mid-November in Wisconsin. What do you expect? Some snow flurries are upon us. Chilly and windy afternoon here at Camp Randall. Of course, sunset will be a little before 5 o'clock, about 4:45 tonight. So by the time we hit the second half, it's going to be full light power here. There you see the ball on the tee where Braden Vollmer ready to kick it away for Mayville. Deep to receive for the Blue Golds is number 15, Quinn Miskowski. And it's a little squibber that's going to be taken just inside the 30-yard line, and that's where the Aquinas Blue Golds offense will begin for the first time, led by their junior, Jackson Flotmeyer.
Again, Flotmeyer, an all-stater in the team that was announced this week. Again, it is a swirling wind here. We'll promise not to talk much about the weather, but as this game started, earlier today. So if you talk about a return to normalcy without COVID, seems like it's not normal unless we get snow flurries for the state championship. There's some of the keys. Flymeyer's an all-stater. Hargrove, their top running back. Miskowski's an all-state wide receiver. Consemius also a threat to receive the ball from Plaskowski.
Well, a little trickery off the start. Flotmeyer on the flea flicker. What a catch! Jackson Christensen pulls it out of the air. Cohen Radaman finally able to bring him down, but how about that for a start for Aquinas?
Well, Tom Lee, the coach, decides to start the game with an exotic, and the flea flicker results in a long gain to Jackson Christensen.
37-yard pickup.
Flotmeyer shows off his arm. Christensen with a nice catch over the defender. Aquinas is in business in Mayville territory right off the hop.
By the way, Aquinas won the toss and elected to take the ball, so Mayville gets the kick to start the second half. There's a running play, not much going on there as the Mayville defense responds. David Molleen with the carry.
He's averaging almost 6 yards a carry for the Blue Golds this year. Here you see the defensive leaders for Mayville. Bushke's an all-state defensive end. Hardesty's one of their leading tacklers. Honorable mention, all outside linebacker, has 4 interceptions. They've got some stars on defense as well as offense.
2nd and 7, 32-yard line. Running play again for the Blue Golds. It's going to set up 3rd and about 4, and that carry by Joe Penke, the senior running back.
Penke, Calvin Hargrove, and Meline are the primary running threats for the Blue Golds. And they can put points on the board, averaging 44 a game.
Mayville defensively allowing 18 a game. Here's Flotmeyer. He'll roll to his left, throwing complete. And the catch made there by Colin Consemius. And that'll be a first down Aquinas as the drive continues.
28th catch of the year for Consemius. He's just a junior. And again, Flotmeyer's got a lot of weapons, and you see one of them there, Consemius, who the understudy of the all-state wide receiver, Miskowski.
This drive started at the Aquinas 28. It's now down to the Mayville 18. Here's Molleen. Gets to the 15. Mayville, its 5th straight to the state football finals. Division IV champions in 1994, as we mentioned. This is Aquinas' 2nd ever trip to the WIAA state football finals. And they won it, their only other appearance, 2007 in Division V. 2nd and 7, Aquinas. Flotmeyer again rolls left, throwing, and through the hands of the intended target, Colin Consemius.
I think that was Miskowski, his favorite receiver he went to, and Miskowski will tell you, I think he should have caught that ball. They like to spread the field. Aquinas, again, with a lot of weapons. That's been his favorite target all year. But they've shown in recent days in the playoffs they can run the ball, too. And again, today with the wind swirling, the run game may be a big factor.
Tom Lee's in his 9th season as Aquinas' head coach. He's a lacrosse guy, graduate of Aquinas High School, 1990. Here's 3rd and 7, Blue Golds. Flotmeyer rolling right this time. He'll keep it. He'll fall forward for a first down to about the 7.
You see that Flotmeyer's a pretty good athlete. Rushed for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns there. Obviously a designed passing play, but Flotmeyer saw that his receivers were covered and pulled the ball down and picked up the first down.
Got it with that little spin right at the end, so the Aquinas drive now inside the 10-yard line of Mayville.
Flotmeyer, good-sized kid, 6'6", 220.
1st and goal. High snap, handled by Molleen on a little wildcat action for the Blue Golds.
Zane Vetter on the tackle.
Short gain, 2nd down. Zane Vetter, the middle linebacker for Mayville, makes the stop.
Ball spotted up.
Tom Lee said they like to spread the field, go empty on occasion, to whip it all over the field. But again, in recent days, they've used their running game more and more as the weather has gotten worse and worse in Wisconsin.
Flotmeyer again to the air, to the end zone, touchdown, Quinn Miskowski. Well, Miskowski let one get through his hands the first time, but not that time, and it's the first passing touchdown of the day as Flottmeyer hits Miskowski for 6.
33rd touchdown pass of the year for the All-State quarterback. 18 of those have gone to Miskowski, the All-State receiver. They go 72 yards in 9 plays. It took 3 minutes, 18 seconds to cover that.
Aquinas will go for 2.
Well, Aquinas is going to go for 2 here. Leading 6-0. They're going to try and make it 8. Flottmeyer with a little pitch to Konzemius, and he will walk into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. What a start offensively for Aquinas. It's a touchdown pass from Jackson Flottmeyer to Quinn Miskowski, and then a 2-point conversion on top of that. And the Blue Goals jump out of the gate fast. 8-0 Aquinas. Back in a moment on Bally Sports Wisconsin.
Time to decide. Joy, fellowship, celebration, pie, endless gray void. Jackbox Games has the answer. With all these social party games, the good times... Nope. The good times are guaranteed. Visit jackboxgames.com to learn more.
We're going to take the opening kickoff. We're going to march right down and score. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, Flottmeyer really showed a lot of state tournament jitters there, right?
Yeah, right.
Throws for 55 yards on the 72-yard march. The big play, the 37-yard flea flicker, the first play of the game from Flottmeyer to Jackson Christensen. That obviously gave the Blue Goals a lot of confidence, and they have an 8-0 lead. Mayville get the ball for the first time.
Now you might be going, why did they go for 2? Well, on the season, Aquinas has 45 2-point conversions and 10 regular 1-point conversions. So not a shock there. There you see the kick return, and Mayville gets the ball first on offense. There's their receiver, Austin Musak. Their quarterback is Addison Middlestat, 6'2" junior. There's Middlestat. He started the season wearing number 12, but he changed his number in level 3. A terrible tragedy as his good friend Nick Hughes was killed in a car accident that week. Nick Hughes was number 13 on the soccer team, and that's why Middlestat now wears number 13 as you look at the offensive leaders for the Cardinal.
Middlestat completes 55% of his passes. Buschke's his favorite receiver. Volmer, the top running threat behind Schroffnagel.
Shocking. Schroffnagel gets the first carry, and he gets 10 yards. For a first down for Mayville.
Again, he carried the ball 43 times for 270 yards last week. Think he was a little sore on Saturday morning?
I bet he was ready to go Saturday morning because he knew what was next. He's averaging 170 yards a game. He's had 120 yards rushing in all but one game this season. That was a 37-yard effort against Palmyra. So
Mayville ran for 371 yards in beating Belleville 42-25 last week.
That was a different running attempt there. 44. Ty Hawker's on the carry for Mayville. Here's a look at the Aquinas defense and their statistical leaders.
Well, you saw Calvin Hargrove carry the ball. He's also their leading tackler. This defense has 21 interceptions collectively. Schomburger, their number 12, has 7 of them. Pearson Fien's also one of their top tacklers.
2nd and 6 after that carry by Hawkers. This is Schroffnagel. Schroffnagel 6'1", 180, but boy, he's a hard guy to bring down, and you see a lot of blue jerseys trying to get number 20 when he has the ball. He'll draw a lot of attention.
Of course, again, we talked about the contrasting styles. Mayville likes to run the ball, period, but they really like to run the ball and control the clock when going up against a high-powered offense like Aquinas, who we've seen can move the ball up and down the field in a hurry.
This is 3rd and 1. Schroffnagel, he'll get it. Needed a yard, got about a yard and maybe 2. So first down Mayville, and there you see the snow flurries really picking up. And that ground level shot from our Rush Media cameras.
And then they want to run the ball, control the clock, reduce turnovers if they can, and keep Flottmeyer and his friends off the field.
Mayville has scored 40 or more points in 10 different games this season. They scored 50 or more in 6 games. There's a good run for Braden Volmer. So Bit of a three-headed monster so far as Schroffnagel, Vollmer, and Hockers have the carries for the Cardinals.
Behan and Leum on the stop. And the inside carry there by Vollmer.
Vetter and Arroyo clearing the way for Mayville. Zane Vetter, 6'3" junior. Logan Arroyo, 6-foot senior. Gave Vollmer some running room. 2nd and 1. It was a gain of 9. Pitch to Schroffnagel. He outruns the blocker to the edge, then gets a stiff arm that knocks Chris Wilson to the turf. And a Derek Henley-like run for Schroffnagel, and that's going to be another first for Mayville. Watch number 5 go down.
Here's Wilson meets Schroffnagel. The guy he stiff-armed is 6'2", 225. He went down in a hurry.
He had an escort with Houston Stager, 6'6", 315, but Schroffnagel cut it up front and then gave the stiff arm to get Mayville another first down. They're down to the 25 of Aquinas. Oh, fumbled snap, and Aquinas says they have it. And they do. 55, Riley Clark on top of it, and a costly turnover against Mayville.
Yeah, Mayville looked impressive going down the field, but in big games, whoever wins the turnover battle has an advantage. Here's our first turnover of the day. Quarterback just mishandled the snap, and 55 was right there to jump on the ball. Give props to Clark. And now we'll see the Blue Gold's offense back on the field.
Scott Hilber's in his 2nd season as Mayville's head coach. You probably remember his dad, Alex Hilber, the Hall of Famer, coached Mayville from 1985 to 2001. Scott Hilber, a 1993 graduate of Mayville High School. So both of these head coaches coaching their alma maters. Here's a little end around, and that's going to go nowhere. Great pursuit by the defense as Konzemius is run out of bounds for a loss.
Aiden Hardestoy blew that up, though. 83 was in the backfield and read it perfectly. You can see he gets great pursuit in there and forces the ball carrier. And the cavalry was coming after Hardestoy's early play.
Bushke pushed him out of bounds. There you see Scott Hilber. What a great start from 2 seasons. 15-4. He rebuilt programs in Nakusa and Columbus along the way. Did a great job both places. Now he has Mayville back in the state tournament, state finals. There's another long completion as Flottmeyer hits Christensen again. They hooked up for 37 before. This one a little more conventional, but another big gain.
Well, Christensen was his target on the 37-yard flea flicker that started the game for Aquinas. Again, they throw the ball down the field, and they're going with tempo here with an 8-point lead.
22-yard gain on that last completion. Here's Malin. David Malin gets across midfield into Mayville territory.
Malin 3rd in the team in rushing with 333 yards. They're a 3-headed monster on their backfield. Hargrove's been their leading rusher. He hasn't touched the ball yet today. Penshie and Malin, the other 2 backs who've had good years running the ball for the Blue Golds.
6 yards on the last play. Here comes Flottmeyer on 2nd and 4. He'll turn it upfield, and things close out. Ball came loose, but he was down on the ground, so it'll be 3rd down coming up for Aquinas. Boy, for as little passing as we had the Division 6 and 7 championships, Flottmeyer's 4 out of 5 for 82 yards and a touchdown already.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to mind the swirling winds of the snowflakes at Camp Randall. Plays an all-stater.
Yeah.
It's 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 for Aquinas. They go the other way with Konzemius. Has a couple of blockers. Cuts it back. 1st down and more. Down to about the 34-yard line. So Konzemius has been a big part of the Aquinas puzzle so far. That's another 1st down carry.
That might go as a pass, right? He was in the shotgun. He passed the ball forward. Konzemius coming around, flanked out, and then picks up sizable yardage for the Blue Golds. Tom Lee's big cheerleader for his quarterback. He says he's like riding Secretariat. Just hold on to the saddle.
You youngins, if you never saw Secretariat run, boy, I tell you, look it up on YouTube and you'll know what he's talking about.
Tom Lee, I thought, won the conference call the other night. He was Mr. Hot Foot.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. That can be a series of coaches' cliches, but I think Tom Lee was enjoying the spotlight in the Zoom call last Sunday.
Oh, there's a pass. Boy, I thought he was going to the other receiver, but Konzemius was there. I thought he was going to have a miscommunication with Miskowski, but Konzemius was right behind the play. It's another completion for Flottmeyer.
One of the rare times in this first quarter, Blue Golds have been in a third and long at 3rd and 6. Mayville has not had an answer for the Blue Gold offense.
Total yards so far, Aquinas 115, Mayville 38. Here's that 3rd and 5. Flottmeyer fires a rocket in there, but incomplete. They say it hit the ground. There you see the intended receiver.
That's Wilson. I think he disputes the call, but still asking the referee, you sure? So it'll be 4th down.
4th and 6. Here's another look. Let's see.
Pass coming right at you.
I think the tip of the ball hit the ground, huh? Yep. Great call. Good coverage by Addison Middlestat. The quarterback was also a Mayville quarterback. Now here's 4th and 6. And Mayville jumps, I think.
I think Flottmeyer got the Mayville defender, Nadolski, to jump, and that's going to be a 1st down. But it's going to be close. They're going to measure.
Yeah, it's like 4th and 5.5.
Yeah.
5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
That's Colin Boone, our referee from Eau Claire. The umpires, Jim Day from Elkmont, John Dickinson from Colfax, line judge Christopher Gibbs from Altoona, Ross Clay from Eau Claire, also part of our officiating crew. So it is about a half-yard short, so it's 4th and a half for Aquinas. That play might go the other way on the penalty as there was movement by the Blue Golds.
Yeah, I think the back moved prematurely. They're going to give 5 back.
Both sides. Offense.
Give everybody a chance to meet Colin Boone.
We're going to get to know him quite well here on this drive.
Oh, I hope not, but there he was. Make consecutive easy calls for the referee.
He's going to be on TV more than you here pretty soon. And you started at 10.
Got a ways to go. So now they go back to the call that they had for 4th and 5.5.
Wow, they're going to spread 4 receivers out to the right. Flottmeyer rolls that way and finds a completion. Colin Konzemius, 1st down into the 15. Well, they really loaded up the right side, and that's where all the options were, and the drive keeps going for Aquinas and Jackson Flottmeyer.
As you said earlier, Konzemius has been quite an early option for Flottmeyer. I think it's his 3rd catch. He's also carried the ball once and been a real factor for the Blue Golds, who have moved the ball at will.
They scored on their first drive. This is their 2nd drive to the 15, but that one's going to lose yardage as David Moline gets tackled for a loss.
Nice play by Ty Hockers to blow that one up.
Yeah, Ty Hockers just looks like a football player, man. 44, middle linebacker, fights off the block.
And Clark was there to provide a block that never came, and thanks to the work of Hockers.
Reminds you of a middle linebacker that played here, Chris Borland for the Badgers, 44. So it's a loss of only 1. 2nd and 11. Flottmeyer wants to throw. He'll keep it. He'll run out of bounds at about the 12. 3rd and long coming up. Earlier today, Reedsville won the Division 7 championship, 17-0, as they didn't throw a pass the entire day. And Colby is your Division 6 champion, 22-7 over St. Mary Springs. Mayville and Aquinas playing in the late stages of the first quarter. Ellsworth and Catholic Memorial, Division 4, 7 o'clock tonight. That could be a chilly one.
Full day of football here at Camp Randall. We got 3 more tomorrow.
This is 3rd and 7 from the 12. Ball is tipped in the air, And a great play there by Colin Conzemius, who turned into a defender, knocked it away as Middlestead was hoping for an interception on the deflection.
Cole Ligas, number 50, with the tip. And then it was anybody's ball. Keep an eye on 50 here. He'll tip this ball. And then, Chassé, the Aquinas receiver, turned defender.
4th and 7. Aquinas is going for it.
And showing they don't trust their kicking game much.
Late in the play clock, and I think Tom Lee thought the same thing and calls a timeout.
Timeout.
First timeout of the half for Aquinas.
First timeout.
Well, the Blue Golds are up 8-0. They'll face 4th and 7 when we come back.
Give your home.
Challenge the past. Challenge accepted.
Purdue University Global. Affordable online education for driven working adults. Apply now at purdueglobal.edu.
One of the features we'll have all week for you is our Coach's Corner, and with that is our Hall of Fame coach, Alman. Al, what do you got?
Yeah, this is the previous 4th down conversion, quads to the right, but watch how he buys time and just finds the receiver sitting, you know, just dumps it right over. Look for a similar type of play here.
Thanks, Al. Again, 4th and 7 from the 12, so they need to get to about the 5-yard line for a first down for Aquinas, but they're thinking bigger than that, you would think. Good protection for Flottmeyer. Throws to the end zone, and the pass is tipped away by Addison Middlestead. He was looking for Quinn Miskowski, who already has a touchdown reception. But a good defensive stop by Middlestead to tip it away in the end zone.
Big stop for Mayville's defense, and again, I think it indicates something, basically, that Aquinas doesn't trust their kicking game, because that's not a long field goal. Even by high school standards, they go for it on 4th and long. Middlestead comes up with a big defensive play. And the Flottmeyer now 7 of 11 for 109 yards in an impressive first quarter.
Yeah, that's big for Mayville. I mean, they did move the ball on their possession, but lost it on a quarterback exchange. Pretty deep in Aquinas territory. Now let's see what the Cardinals will do, and they'll start out with a handoff to Braden Vollmer. Vollmer's 2nd carry of the game.
That Aquinas drive took almost 4 minutes. They went 61 yards in 13 plays, but had nothing to show for it, thanks to the play by Middlestead on 4th down.
Vollmer gets 3 on first down. There you see the Mayville Cardinals looking an awful lot like the Arizona Cardinals, aren't they? Certainly those helmets.
Not quite as big as those fellas that play in Phoenix.
That's some of them. Although their quarterback's probably bigger than Kyler Murray, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Middlestead, 6'2", 170. Scott Hilbert says that his team can have balance. I mean, they're predominantly a rushing team, as we mentioned, but he says they can throw when needed.
You're going to take a timeout here.
Timeout. Mayville. First timeout.
That is Mayville's first timeout of the half.
Mayville 11-2 in the year. They lost to Cedar Grove, Belgium, and Campbellsport. Avenged the loss to Campbellsport in the playoffs, and finished 11-2 coming in here. 18 seniors on this Cardinal team.
You know, Mayville is located in Dodge County, along the Rock River and the Horicon Marsh. Founded in 1845. Okay, bro, here's your first trivia question. Mayville was founded by 2 brothers. What do you think their last name was? Mayville.
I'm going to go with Charlie May and Jack Villar.
May is correct. Yes, they were the brothers May, and that's how Mayville got its name.
I always learn something from you about our state history.
Yeah, that's Tom Lee. And Aquinas, of course, located in La Crosse in the beautiful Coulee region on the western edge of Wisconsin. Well, here's that pass that Scott Hilbert talked about, and the first pass of the day is a completion. No surprise, it's to Bradley Bushke, first down Cardinals.
Bushke's been their favorite target. It's his 24th catch of the year. He averages 20 yards a catch. Didn't get that many there, but gets a first down.
Completion to Bushke gets him out to the 27, first down.
Little play action and buys some time. Bushke gets himself free. Nice throw.
Wasn't the prettiest looking pass, but it sure was on target. Hey, this is Air Hilber here. Oh, and the pass is tipped and intercepted by Aquinas. And the return is still going. Inside the 10-yard line. Wow, second costly turnover of the day for Mayville.
Calvin Hargrove's a running back. You saw it there on the return. After Pearson Feehan tips the ball, Hargrove picks off the ball, and with a nice return, Aquinas is in business again in the red zone. Turnover is so important. That's the 4th interception of the year for Calvin Hargrove. This ball is tipped by Feehan, and then Hargrove, Johnny on the spot, and he makes a nice run here.
Penalty.
Intercepting team. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down Aquinas.
Saw the late flag.
Blindside block was the call.
Jackson Wade had the tackle for Mayville.
Tipped by Feehan. Good reaction by Hargrove, who shrugs off one tackler and picks up some yards after the catch. The block, or the illegal block, is at the end of the play.
Yep.
On 78.
I
think Jackson Wade's the fellow who
took the hit.
Yeah.
Yep. I think Joe Penke is the offender for Aquinas. Here's that little flip pass to Konzemius. He works the right side. He's taken down there by Schroffnagel. But Konzemius gets inside the 20-yard line.
The 5th touch of the night for Konzemius.
Well, Aquinas now plus 25 on the turnover battle on the season. That's going to win you a lot of games.
22 interceptions of those 25.
Second down, long pass to the end zone, and nearly a circus catch by Jackson Christensen. He already has caught 2 today for 37 yards. Almost got a great catch for his 3rd.
Flatmeyer throws a nice ball just out of the reach of Christensen, who's been one of his favorite receivers today.
Out of 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Flatmeyer to Quinn Miskowski for a touchdown with a Konzemius 2-point conversion. That has us as 8-0, but Aquinas knocking on the door again. Little confusion by the offensive set there, but now they're in good shape. Flatmeyer, straight drop, looks up a little screen pass. That's the running back, Malin. And he's tackled right at the down marker, so it's going to be 3rd and about 5 for Aquinas.
Looked like that screen was set up, and Middlestead makes a nice play to look like something good was going to happen, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Good play by Middlestead, and that may be the last play of the quarter. They're going to take an 8-0 lead to the locker room, or excuse me, to the sideline. There's Middlestead's defensive gem. And again, Aquinas going to let the final seconds tick off. But they were impressive in the first quarter, but they only have 8 points to show for it.
Scott Hilber's team down 8 after 1. Aquinas took the opening kickoff and drove it down the field with a touchdown and 2-point conversion. We head to the second quarter with Aquinas leading Mayville 8-0. Please. We start the second quarter. Jackson Flatmeyer and the Aquinas offense facing 4th and 5 from the Mayville 19. Flatmeyer's 8 of 13 for 109 yards and a touchdown in that first quarter. Let's see if there's another throwing situation. It is. Little out pattern and another completion, and boy, he has gone to Jackson Christensen in some big play situations, and number 1 gets another first down catch.
Christensen's a senior, 5'9", 165 pounds. And again, he's having a big state title game. Flatmeyer so poised in the pocket. He gets a lot of time and finds Christensen. Once again, Aquinas threatening. They've now posted over 140 total yards in the first 12 minutes and change.
So 1st and goal from the 5 now. Double handoff there, and right up the middle they go with Joe Penke. Touchdown Aquinas.
Well, Penke shows they can run the ball as well. You got to be cognizant of the pass. But Penke, the senior, makes it 14-0. Again, looks like They're going to go for 2. Aquinas goes 5 plays and 24 yards in 5 plays after the turnover. And man, again, it's so impressive. They've got 22 interceptions in 13 games, and obviously they've scored a lot of points out of those turnovers, including here.
Now again, they go for 2 as they have most of the year. They throw to the other side of the end zone, and that's a nice pitch and catch to Miskowski. Flatmeyer to Miskowski for the 2 points. It's 16-0 Aquinas.
Saw his athleticism there. Flatmeyer bought some time. There's the touchdown run by Penke, and it's followed up by the 2-point conversion here. Flatmeyer, or there's Penke from a different angle. Aquinas in charge. It's 16-0 early in the second.
Dorian will.
There's a happy Aquinas fan, and why not? A team up 16-0. Let's go back to our coach's corner, Al Minute.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of sprint right pass, and it looks like they're setting up for a sprint right to the flat. Then he does a spin, reverse out, and the receiver came from clear across from the opposite side. So Aquinas is just doing an outstanding job. It's been a clinic of, a wide variety of offensive plays.
Thanks, Al. Aquinas has now outscored their opponents 159-46 in the playoffs. Flatmeyer, right-handed passer, left-footed kicker.
Al, are you still with us? I mean, okay, if you're a coach, they've been so balanced. I mean, it seems like they've got Mayville completely flustered what they're going to do, but they've done so many things well. As a defensive coach, what do you do?
Yeah, I think what you really need is you need your offense to stay on the field and settle the team down. They need a nice drive here for the defense to kind of get reconfigured and sorted out, because their heads are spinning right now.
So you're saying this is a pretty big drive?
Huge.
Okay.
Well, they go back to their bread and butter. That's a handoff to Schroffnagel, but lots of blue jerseys there to stop him for no gain right at the 20. Joe Penke, who scored that last touchdown, led the tacklers for Aquinas.
And Aquinas has won every game this year by double digits. But that guy's team's not bad. I mean, they got to run the ball, and that's what they do well.
Mayville's a number 5 seed in their bracket, so to get to the state championship game's really quite an accomplishment. Here's Addison Middlestat with a pitch to Schroffnagel. Some running room, and boy, he almost broke that for a really big one. Ethan Schomburger made the tackle, but not before Schroffnagel got out to the 28.
Nice tackle by Schomburger, who's been known for posting 7 of the team's 21 interceptions coming in the state tournament. Hargrove picked up their 22nd interception prior to Aquinas' last touchdown. Nice open field tackle by Schomburger, though.
3rd and 2 for Mayville. Schroffnagel has to get to the 30, and that's where he's stacked up. And he might be a half yard short. At least that's where the spot's coming. Penke led the tacklers again.
But to underline your point, Al, about the importance of this drive, they're going for it here. They know that every possession is vital, and they're going for it on 4th and short with 10.5 minutes left in the second quarter from their own territory.
Yeah. All right, huge play in this game. Mayville's got to get the first down here. They try to draw them off sides initially, and is that what they're going to do? Now they're back at center. Schroffnagel just found a little wedge. The Aquinas defense thinks they stopped him, but the spot is going to come at the 31, and that's going to be a first down for Mayville.
I think Chris Wilson is wrong at his assessment of whether they got the first down.
First thing Aquinas has done wrong today, I think.
You're right.
Schroffnagel got up a little slowly after that last play. We'll keep an eye on that. Boy, he took a big hit right at the line of scrimmage.
He really did, but again, he's a hard runner. And again, from Mayville's perspective, you got to go with what brought you here. They run the ball, and you got to believe in that big offensive line. And their honorable mention all stayed back to pick up a yard. He did.
Middlestead, 64 of 116 on the year coming in. Penalty markers fly. As that run is by Ty Hawkers for Mayville. But again, a penalty marker right at the 30-yard line. Illegal shift against Mayville.
Illegal shift. Offense. The penalty is declined. Second down.
So they'll take the loss of one on the run by Hawkers. There you see him going back to the Mayville sidelines.
Hawkers plays a lot more defense than he does running the ball. That was only his 16th carry of the year for the Cardinals. He's their leading tackler on defense.
So 2nd and 11, Mayville. Pitch to Schroffnagel to go to the right side. Cuts it back upfield. Oh, man, ran into his own guy, Nathan Peterson. Otherwise, Schroffnagel might have broken it. First down.
Yeah, Schomburger get credit for the tackle, but you're right. He just ran into his blocker downfield. Otherwise, he might have been on the verge of breaking this one. Nathan Peterson had a better hit on him than Schomburger.
Yeah, just turned right into him. Didn't see him coming. Peterson got one last block in there. Pretty nice job by 72 there.
Yeah, Nathan getting some airtime the hard way.
Yeah, right. All right, out to the 45. Penalty marker again. Schroffnagel stacked up at the line. Boy, Joe Penke has been all over the place today. Offense and defense. Made another stop there.
Well, Penke scored the last touchdown. He made the last tackle, but I think we're going to back up Mayville again for the same violation.
Yep.
Illegal shift. Offense. Penalty is declined. Second down.
And just like the last illegal shift, they'll decline it because there was no gain on the play.
Good referee in there by Boone telling them what they're doing wrong. So just educating the huddle and what the violation was about for the last two possessions or two series.
Well, the two things Mayville doesn't need that they're getting right now are penalties and turnovers, and that's been a problem for them here in the first half. Schroffnagel, big hole. Into Aquinas territory. Dragged down there at the 49.
It's Calvin Hargrove on the tackle. And he's been their leading tackler all year.
Gain of 6 for Schroffnagel. So 3rd and 4 for Mayville. Snow flurries appear to have stopped for the moment. They'll go to number 20 one more time. Very patient run. Picked his spot. Went behind his blockers. Got to the 45. We see Joe Penke coming off to the sideline holding his left shoulder.
I thought it was his wrist, but
oh, yeah, you're right. Your wrist, yep. He's just hanging his wrist down.
And he will get some attention from the athletic trainer after Schroffnagel gives him a big hit here.
Yep. Yeah, he ran right into 20. So Schroffnagel got the first down.
And Penke, not a very big kid. I was going to say he's 5'9", 158, but as you say, he's been all over the field.
Penke, that was his 5th tackle on the day. Here's Hawkers again, and he's tripped up. Boy, Ethan Schomburger's in the middle of it again.
Hawkers on the carry.
Now Hawkers hobbles off.
And again, that's a blow. In Division 5, a lot of players go both sides of the ball. Hawkers is their leading tackler on defense. And as you can see, he's in some pain on the sidelines after that last run on offense.
And he's also carried the ball 3 times offensively, as you mentioned. The two-way player, as many are. And before this 2nd and 11 play gets going, we are going to have a timeout.
Mayville. Second timeout.
So Scott Hilber burns his 2nd timeout of the half. His team down 16-0, but they'll have 2nd and 11 in Aquinas territory when we come back.
I can make an indoorsy person outdoorsy.
I can turn anyone into a beach bum.
I make memories for people I don't even know yet.
I am a Verbo host.
That was the Joe Pankey touchdown with the two-point conversion that gave Aquinas a 16-0 lead. Mayville on the move here. And 6:45 left, second quarter. They need it.
What the doctor ordered. They carried the bar, taking 5 minutes off the clock and moving 35 yards in 10 plays.
Another run for Schroffnagel.
I mean, the other thing they've done, what as Al was alluding to, they've calmed everything down, and we've seen a momentum shift yet, but you've got the guys in white believing that they can do what they want to do, and Aquinas can't be feeling quite as good as they were in the early seconds of this second quarter when they went up 16-0.
David Moline made that last tackle for Aquinas, 3rd and 8. Pitch to Schroffnagel, and look who's there again. Calvin Hargrove's all over the place defensively for Aquinas. 4th down.
Well, again, Tom, he's a big fan of him. He's a big, long-armed, rangy kid. He sets the edge. Good pass rusher. Didn't play as a sophomore, but came on big as a junior, and he makes a big play there. And if they went for it in 4th down their own territory, I think you're going to see Mayfield go for it on 4th down here near midfield.
Tom Lee, the head coach at Aquinas, says Calvin Hargrove's our best football player. He has a theory at birth. He was a boy, and he was a linebacker. He's showing it today. 4th and 7, Mayville. They look to throw. Middlestad, patient, turns it up, and he'll slide forward for the 1st down, just short of the 30-yard line. Boy, Middlestad couldn't find anything open, didn't force it, got the 1st down.
Tough play there by Middlestad. Damian Lee had a shot at Middlestad, but he avoided the big on-rushing defensive or the linebacker and gets the 1st down. Run pass option. Lee's going to have a whack at him here and didn't get him, and Mayville gets a much-needed 1st down on their 4th down conversion.
Good coverage by Aquinas. But a 1st down for Mayville. This is Schroffnagel. Pretty good gain on 1st down, getting down to the 26. Schroffnagel, honorable mention, All-State. Not a real vocal leader, Scott Elber says. Leads by his actions, but comes every single day to the weight room and classroom. And a polite and humble guy. That's what you like to see. A very accomplished running back. That's Hockers. Well, good to see him back in the lineup after limping off earlier, and he gets a Mayville 1st down, I believe. Yep. As he gets to the 21.
Back Schwartz on the tackle, but it's not until after Hockers moves the chains. And a good-looking drive for the Cardinals continue.
Yeah, Mayville got into the 16-0 hole early. A touchdown here would do wonders to help get them back in it.
They average 40 points a game on the season.
Schroffnagel bursts through, 10-5, touchdown Mayville. Schroffnagel, 21-yard score.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Cardinals. Nice looking drive. Primarily doing what they do best. That's give the ball to Schroffnagel and run between the tackles. See if they go for 1 or 2 here. As Runny cuts it back. Goes in for the first score, and it looks like they will kick the point.
This is Pablo Rodriguez Kaiser for the extra point out of the hold of Addison Middlestad.
He's 37 of 43 on the year.
Kick is good. So Mayville with new life. As Blake Schroffnagel goes 21 yards, gets some good blocking. He finds the hole and gets it into the end zone. Extra point. Gets him closer. 16-7. Aquinas leading. 4 minutes left for second quarter.
Time-consuming drive. They go 80 yards in 16 plays. Take 7:50 off the clock. And again, if nothing else, quell Aquinas' momentum and maybe get a little bit over to the Mayville side. They're back in the game.
Well, Mayville has faced plenty of adversity in this entire season. They lost their first game of the season. The playoffs have been tough, man. They were encouraged, though, by the first loss. It might sound a little strange to some people, but they beat St. Mary's Springs, who played in the Division 6 championship earlier, 35-28. Springs scored 21 points in the first quarter, and Mayville rallied. And so this team has some fight to them. Here's a low line drive kick that's going to bounce back to the Aquinas return man. That's Colin Conzemius, and he gets out of bounds, giving the Blue Goats pretty good field position to start this drive.
Conzemius has had more touches than anybody on the Aquinas explosive offense. And there he returns the kick.
Conzemius has 4 receptions. He's rushed the ball twice, and now a kick return. Colin Conzemius, 6'3" junior. So Flottmeyer back to work. Let's see if Mayville has figured some things out defensively as they've stopped Aquinas on a couple of drives here. Flottmeyer's 9 of 14 for 123 yards. This is a handoff. This will go to Calvin Hargrove. Short gain there to the 37. Great diving reception by Middlestad as he took it away from the Aquinas receiver. Hey, Mayville gets the ball right back. And they'll give it right back to Schroffnagel. And boy, he takes a licking right there by 3 Aquinas defenders. In fact, one of the Aquinas defenders, Riley Clark, slow to get up. So Vollmer got that last carry. Nice to see Joe Pankey back. We saw him coming off the field holding his wrist, but number 6 for Aquinas is back in the defense. There he is, Pankey. 2nd and 7, Mayville. Another big hole for the big back, Schroffnagel. He's going to be just short of a first down. He's going to be 3rd and a little more than 1 for Mayville as they try to continue to claw closer after Aquinas took a 16-0 lead early.
Well, they go 80 yards in 16 plays. They keep grinding here, and you wonder if they aren't starting to win the line of scrimmage. Trying to cash in on that turnover in midfield after the nice defensive play by Middlestad.
Schroffnagel, first down, spins forward to the 35. All right, those guys up front for Mayville, Stager, Vetter, Peterson, Arroyo, and Wade, and then Bushke also, 88, gets some big blocks in there, but they're starting to move some holes for Schroffnagel a little bit.
No question. The first quarter belonged to Aquinas. The second quarter has belonged to Mayville. Clock ticking, and Again, Mayville does it on the ground. They don't throw it much.
Schroffnagel pitch. Schroffnagel secondary to the 25 and a first down for Mayville.
Cardinals have one timeout left. Of course, the clock stops to move the change in high school football.
Pearson Fian with the tackle, but not before another first down carry for Schroffnagel and the Mayville Cardinals. Schroffnagel, 19 carries, 116 yards. Here's another one. That'll get him inside and up just outside the 20, they'll mark it. So a short gain there. Got 4.
And they seem very patient here, knowing now they're under a minute to go with the one timeout in their pocket.
Right back to the line come the Cardinals. This is Hockers. Ran into the back of Zane Vetter right at the line of scrimmage. That slowed him up a little bit. He did get a couple of yards on the carry. And now they'll stop the clock with 41 seconds left in the half.
If you're wondering,
Third and final.
Rodriguez Kaiser is 1 of 2 on field goal attempts. If that becomes an issue in the next 41 seconds, obviously Hilbert's thinking touchdown at this point. Another grinding, good-looking drive by Mayville. And we talked about the contrasts in styles, and we've seen it over the first 23 minutes and change. Aquinas throws the ball, did so effectively. Mayville grinds it out on the ground and has done so effectively here in the second quarter behind Schroffnagel.
Aquinas head coach Tom Lee told the story the other day that he showed his guys the clip from Hoosiers when Hickory High arrives at the Butler Fieldhouse. You know, they measure the hoop and it's 10 feet like everywhere else. He says, hey, I know it's an 80,000 seat stadium, but it's still a 100-yard field. And, you know, his kids looked at him and said, we haven't seen Hoosiers. I guess they're too young or something. I don't know. They got off to a good start, but now Mayville has responded. Look at total yards, nearly even. Middlestat to throw. He'll keep it. He'll turn it up. Gets inside the 10 and down to the 6. Michael Liam knocked the quarterback out of bounds. He took a good hit there, too. Little slow to get up, but now he's back on his feet.
Middlestat had the interception to start this drive. Here he does it on offense. He eludes a tackler here. That's Zender. Greed had a shot at him. But Middlestat gets him first and goal. Now with 32 seconds left. Cardinals without a timeout.
I'm guessing 20 might get it. He will. Schroffnagel gets one tackle. Now finally taken down there short of the goal line by Jackson Christensen, but a good hard run by Schroffnagel gets Mayville to the 2.
Mayville having to hurry to get another play off.
15 seconds. Boy, they've got to get it in on this play if it's a run. Schroffnagel pitch, cut back, and falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Mayville.
Believing in your guy, as you say, with no timeouts, you got to score on that run. They give it to their big back, Schroffnagel, who's been one of our 2 big stars in the first half, and he delivers on a clutch play with 4 seconds left in the half.
Boy, that is believing in what you do, isn't it? Boy, Schroffnagel's so good at this cutback.
And he makes the hit and makes a play.
He broke the tackle of Jackson Christensen.
He just ran right over Christensen. Again, Christensen's 5'9", 165. Schroffnagel's a big boy at 6'1", 180.
Extra point is good. 16-14. The comeback continues for Mayville.
So Mayville gets the big turnover at midfield. Middlestat on the interception. Then they go 49 yards in 10 plays, and they are more than back in the game. They're giving Aquinas a thrill. Here's the nice cutback by Schroffnagel to get a big score right before the half.
Hey, Braden Vollmer, running back, gave Schroffnagel a pretty good block there on the cutback, but then he did a lot of it himself as well as Jackson Christensen couldn't hold number 20 out of the end zone. There's numbers on the day. Well on his way to his average of 170 yards per game, and probably beyond that if things continue as they are.
Well, things look bleak for the Cardinals. 8 seconds into the second quarter, it was 16-0. We talked to the coach. I believe Coach Minard suggested Mayville could get back in the game, but doing some offensively. They do with a 80-yard drive in 16 plays. Then they get the turnover from Middlestead, go 49 yards in 10 plays. They're within 2 points and very much in this Division 5 title game.
Here's the kickoff. It'll spin out of bounds. Here's the penalty marker, and that will set Aquinas up with pretty good field position. Schroffnagel continues his big season with another big day in the first half. Total yards now, Mayville outgaining Aquinas, 182-170.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball will be placed on the 35-yard line.
Well, we saw Exotic to start the game from Aquinas. Let's see what funky thing they can come up with here to end the first half.
Clock didn't roll, so still 4 seconds left. Let's see what Tom Lee wants to do. Some teams would come on in a victory formation, but I don't think that's the Aquinas.
We're going to see how far Flatmeyer can throw it.
Yeah, he can throw it. Hook and lateral? Nope. Completion to Jackson Christensen, and that will do it for the first half. Well, if you only saw the first quarter, you might think, well, Aquinas has this one in control, and they did, but hats off to Mayville for the big comeback. And there's a big reason why, that big number 20. Schroffnagel, 22 carries, 125 yards, and a couple of scores. We got ourselves a ball game, Division 6 championship, or Division 5 championship, excuse me. Aquinas went up early, 16-0, and they were rolling as Penke scored. But then here come the Cardinals with a couple of touchdowns. 16-14 Aquinas at the half. Division 5 championship here at Camp Randall.
Nothing like fresh nog. They're beautiful spoons.
16-14, Aquinas leading at the half here at Camp Randall Stadium, and we had a chance to catch up with Aquinas head coach Tom Lee. Okay, Tom, let's talk about that start. You said your guys were kind of like Hoosiers. You knew the field was 100 yards, and boy, they didn't show any ill effects to start, did they?
Yeah, they started out pretty hot, didn't they, Jay?
Yeah. So then what changed there in the later stages of the half?
Well, you know what? The takeaway by them in a short field, and we had a couple of chances on third down to get off the field, and we failed to do so, and they capitalized on that. So that's a good football team. This is a heck of a high school football game.
It's windy. How in the world is Jackson Flatmeyer throwing this stuff?
He can spin it, boy.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second half.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, that's Tom Lee in his 9th season as Aquinas head coach. We'll be back with more halftime. Go back down to Sophia Minard when we return here on Bally Sports Wisconsin.
Hello.
Back at Camp Randall Stadium, it is halftime of the Division 5 WIAA Football State Championship game. The Mayville Band providing some entertainment here at the half. All the fans trying to stay warm here tonight on a cold, snowy night here at Camp Randall in Madison. This has been a good one in Division 5. Aquinas on the attack early, jumped out to an early lead, but Mayville has come back to make it a 2-point game, 16-14. Sophia Minard here, pleased to be joined now by Tony Biolo, president of the WFCA, longtime head coach at Wisconsin Rapids as well. well. And Tony, this is the first time back for the state championships since 2019. Of course, the pandemic put a pause on the state championships last year, but football did continue despite all of those challenges. And is, in your experience as a head coach and with the WFCA, just how were you guys able to navigate all of the challenges the pandemic presented to putting on a football season last year?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I think the WI did a great job with the fall and the spring season, giving us a couple of options in the state. And I think our coaches did a heck of a job with the kids, just going through both of those options, getting our kids ready and trying to keep some semblance of normalcy last year. Coming back to this year, though, is just outstanding. I mean, it feels normal again. Every game, every week just got better and better and better.
How important do you think that was, Tony, just for your student athletes, right? To have that opportunity to play a season regardless of the circumstances, and for you guys as coaches to do what you love as well.
Absolutely. It was great. And you could just see the kids. I mean, as you could get back a little bit more, some schools weren't in session. They went a lot of virtual. As kids started coming back into the schools and got into the weight rooms and were able to have sports, I mean, that was critical for those kids. And you can see that this year.
And the WIAA and the WFCA have always had a great partnership and relationship. And there's a new executive director with the WIAA and Stephanie Hauser, a couple new members to her executive team. How has that dynamic changed for you guys, Tony, working with the WIAA on behalf of the WFCA?
We've had a really good working relationship with them. Dave Anderson, Wade Lebecki were fantastic. Steph Hauser and Tom Shafransky fill in perfectly. I mean, I think it's a great relationship. Yeah, things are going to go really well.
And things, as you said, are getting closer and closer back to normal. It's great to be back here at Camp Randall for the state championships. One of the great traditions of the fall tournament season to end it here in Madison at Camp Randall. And we're already looking ahead to next summer. It's hard to believe we're getting back to normal as well with the WFCA All-Star Game, which will be coming up in July. So, Tony, can you share a little bit about that for the WFCA?
Yeah, we were able to piece together, you know, a semi-All-Star Game last year, and with a little bit of reduced things that happened, we ended up going to 3 different sites for the practices. That's going to remain. I mean, there's some really good things that came out of last year, the things that we had to do. So we're going to keep 3 sites. It's going to be, I think it's that 3rd week in July. Nominations are still open, so coaches can nominate their kids for that All-Star Game, and it's going to be a great game this summer. Great 3 games, 8-man, 8-player, small school, large school.
And also there's a great fundraising component as well as part of that WFCA All-Star Game regarding the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin.
Yeah, we partner with the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, and they do a fantastic job of helping our kids online fundraise. Last year, even, that didn't take much of a dip for the fundraising, and we're able to generate quite a few dollars for Children's of Wisconsin.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for the time. That's Tony Biolo, Wisconsin Rapids head coach and president of the WFCA. More halftime coverage here at the Division 5 state championship game coming up with Jay Wilson and Bill Brophy here at Camp Randall.
I've traveled the world with this rangefinder, and the one thing I've noticed is when I pull it out, I feel kind of like it's my friend. You know, it's the one guy that's really always going to just shoot me straight and let me know what the number is. You can support RGC, you can support Precision Pro, a nice family-run business from Cincinnati, Ohio, and you can also support your own golf game by hitting more greens with Precision Pro and Random Golf Club.
The 2021 WIAA State Football Championships are brought to you by Quick Trip. Now with freshly prepared take-home meals, they've got you covered. By Cousin Subs, we believe in better. By Rural Mutual, premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. And by WEA, every member financially secure.
Welcome back to Camp Randall Stadium. 16-14 Aquinas over Mayville at halftime of our Division 5 state championship game. Sophia Minard, Al Minard, Bill Brophy, Jay Wilson with you. And Brofitz, we're going to take a look at some of the first half highlights. 2 very different storylines. Aquinas early, Mayville late.
2 contrasting scouts. You saw them in evidence both of the quarters there. Jackson Flatmeyer, the All-State quarterback, and All-State receiver Quinn Miskowski gives Aquinas the early lead. Konzemius on the 2-point conversion. Then a turnover. Middlestead, the quarterback, fumbles. Aquinas recovers and converts. Here's a nice interception by Hargrove, his 4th of the year. They had 22 on the year, and they convert that turnover with Joe Penchie going in from 5 yards out. 8 seconds into the second quarter, all looked great for Aquinas, but Middlestead with a big interception there, and they converted on the last play with no timeouts. Schropnagel goes in from 4 yards out, and Blake Schropnagel go 2 first-half touchdowns, has got both coming in the second quarter, has got Mayville back in the game. Total yards even, 182 apiece. There you see how they did it. Time of possession now tilted toward Mayville. Their running game has kept the passing of Flottmeyer off the field. Flottmeyer 11 of 17 for 147 and a touchdown. Schropnagel 22 carries for 125 yards and 2 scores. We got a good one in the Snowflakes, which have stopped, thankfully, at Camp Randall.
It sets up to be an intriguing second half. And by the way, Mayville, which has all the momentum, will receive the second half kickoff. That's coming up, the Division 5 championship second half. Up next on Valley Sports Wisconsin.
I've traveled the world with this rangefinder, and the one thing I've noticed is when I pull it out, I feel kind of like it's my friend. You know, it's the one guy that's really always going to just shoot me straight and let me know what the number is. You can support RGC, you can support Precision Pro, a nice family-run business from Cincinnati, Ohio, and you can also support your own golf game by hitting more greens with Precision Pro and Random Golf Club.
Mayville head coach Scott Hilbert joins us. And Scott, Aquinas hit you hard often and early. What was the message to your team to not panic and just stay right there?
Well, just keep fighting. You know, our kids are doing a good job. They're completing passes, but they're not wide open passes. They're well covered passes. Communication's really hard out here. We just got the kids just continue to focus on us so we can make adjustments. And we said after their second score, look, guys, let's run the ball right down there, score. We get the ball back, we score again. We go into halftime, we get the ball. This is exactly what we're waiting for. This is the scenario we're looking to have, and this is what we got.
Your team has faced its share of adversity through the year, and so I guess they're no stranger to that sort of thing, right?
No, these kids, they're resilient, and they're fighters. They're never going to give up. You know, I don't even have to go in there at halftime and tell them not to quit. They ain't quitting. We're going to come out here. We're going to fight to the end.
Great, Scott. Thanks. Good luck on the second half.
Thanks.
All right, the teams are completing their warm-up session, and we thank both of the head coaches for joining us for a little discussion. They've got an awful lot on their plate in a week like this and one of the most important games of their lives, but we appreciate their assistance on our broadcast.
Scott Hilbert got me fired up.
I'm ready to go, man. And the good news is, as he mentioned, the Cardinals received the second half kickoff. So a 16-0 hole early in the second quarter, as Tom Lee's Aquinas Blue Goals were looking pretty good. They're still in the lead, but now it's 16-14 as we get ready to begin our second half.
Coach Lee seemed pretty loosey-goosey, too, didn't he, at the end of the first half?
Yeah.
Now, bounce attack for Aquinas there. They've had 14 rushes, 17 passes. Flottmeyer is as good as advertised. As we saw, Mayville likes to run the ball. 33 of their 35 offensive snaps were running plays. So, again, contrasting styles. Flottmeyer kicks off to Mayville to start the second half.
And again, Flottmeyer, a right-handed thrower and a left-footed kicker. He's only had 4 punts all year, so here's another kickoff. And this will go back to the return man for Mayville. That's number 30. That's Cohen Radaman. And Radaman gets it out to about the 30. So Mayville, coming off a late touchdown, they scored. Schropnagel got his second rushing touchdown of the day with only 4 seconds left in the first half. They were out of timeouts. They rolled the dice, but with Schropnagel in the backfield and those big talented linemen up front, maybe it's not as much a gamble as some would think.
Yeah, a gutsy call by the coach. Addison Middleton's the quarterback. He made the big defensive play with the interception of midfield. Schropnagel ended up converting that with the 4-yard run right before the half, and we got a contest as we start the second half.
They fake the pitch to Schroffnagel, and Braden Vollmer gets the first carry of the second half for the Cardinals.
Only fourth carry of the night for Vollmer.
Mayville, co-champions of the Wisconsin Flyway Conference. Aquinas, champions of the Cooley Conference. Second and 6. Schroffnagel gets behind the big boys on the left side of the line, gets out to the 40 and right at the first down marker, and they will give him the first down. As Schroffnagel carries the load again.
Pearson Feehan got carried by Schroffnagel on that too as he got to the second level and picked up the first.
23 carries, 131 yards for Schroffnagel.
2 touchdowns today, 39 in the season in 13 and a half games.
He was averaging 9 yards a carry coming in. He'll fall just short of that average on that carry, but he does fall forward to about the 44-yard line. 43 make it. So a short gain for Schroffnagel there.
Again, we told you what he did last week against in the semifinals against Belleville. The week before against Campbellsport, he ran for 237 yards and 3 touchdowns. So it's another day at the office for Blake Schroffnagel.
Scott Hilber calls Blake Schroffnagel one of those all-American kids. Can't have enough of number 20 on your team. Second and 7. This is Middlestat. He'll throw it. He'll complete it to Vollmer. And good defensive play there by Chris Wilson. And a penalty marker comes in late as some action after the play is going to cost somebody some yards. Looks like Bradley Bushke was out there for Mayville. Again, the flag came at the very end of the play. In fact, probably was just after the play had been whistled dead.
Mayville's backed up, so they anticipate it'll go against the Cardinals.
And the personal foul will go against Mayville.
After the play is over, dead ball, personal foul, offense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the play, down will count, third down.
Oof, that's smart.
Yeah, for a team that doesn't throw the ball a lot, this is only the third time all night they've thrown, and it'll be nullified by the penalty on.
That's the right of your screen there.
Yeah, there's the penalties comes against the wide receiver Bushke down the field.
Yeah, he gave Michael Liam a little push after the play had ended, so that's going to cost Mayville 15. Third and 17 for the Cardinals. Middlestat to throw again. Nothing there yet. Now he's going to have to run it. And he's going to come well short of the first down. Getting back to the original line of scrimmage to start the play right at the 40-yard line. So
Middlestat tried to buy some time with his legs, but Calvin Hargrove brought him down, and the Cardinals are going to have to punt. They've been in 4th and long situations today, but have converted twice. This will be their first punt, apparently.
Oh, look at 23 there calling for the ball. Vollmer, he had beaten the linebacker Feehan, but he couldn't pull the trigger. 4th down, here comes the punt. Bradley Bushke will kick it away for Mayville.
Averaging 33.7 yards on the year.
He's going to get a good turf bounce here inside the 10, inside the 5, and the Aquinas player Miskowski picked it up and got it back to the 11 or 12. That's a pretty good result for the punter, Bradley Bushke.
Miskowski was between a rock and a hard place there. The ball kept rolling away from him, and finally he picked it up at the 2. Tried to get something out of the play, but Aquinas has a long way to go and a 2-point lead in the third quarter.
Hello. I've traveled the world with this rangefinder, and the one thing I've noticed is when I pull it out, I feel kind of like it's my friend. You know, it's the one guy that's really always going to just shoot me straight and let me know what the number is. You can support RGC, you can support Precision Pro, a nice family-run business from Cincinnati, Ohio, and you can also support your own golf game by hitting more greens with Precision Pro and Random Golf Club.
Bradley Bushke just tied a Division 5 record with a 58-yard punt. How about that?
History in the making here at windy Camp Randall.
He ties Chase Flink of Stratford, who had a 58-yarder in 2019, the last time we had the championships here, pre-COVID. First down carry. I think that was Moline. Yep, David Moline. Al Minard suggested if Miskowski would have let that roll, it would have been a record. But no, just tying it. Gain of 3 on first down, 2nd and 7, and boy, there's a big stop by Riley Nadolski, who wrapped up the ball carrier, Joe Penke, in the backfield.
Nadolski's a senior. Makes one of the few tackles for a loss that Mayville has received today. And they've seen this play a lot. He anticipates and gets in the backfield and brings down Penke.
Nadolski beat the block and wrapped him up. Loss of 2, 3rd and 9, Aquinas. Boy, what was coming so easily for the Aquinas offense early. They've had their heads full since.
They're 3 of 6 on 3rd down tonight.
Well, that throw, I think it hit the turf. Nope, they're going to say it's a good catch.
And a nice catch by Colin Conzemius.
Yeah, Flottmeyer put some air underneath that one, and Conzemius went to the turf to make a diving grab. Well, it looked like he got his hands underneath it.
Ruling on the field is a completed pass. That play is under further review.
And we're going upstairs to check on this one.
Yeah.
We'll get a chance to look at replay as well. To me, I agree with you, Jay. I think he makes the catch. Well, I don't know. When you look at that angle, I think it hit the ground.
I think the tip of the ball might have just made contact.
There it is again.
Boy, that angle doesn't say much. Now, again, the ruling on the field was a catch, I think, right?
Right. From this angle, I think the ball looks like it hits the ground.
So they'll piece it together. The instant replay officials, by the way, Jack Albrechtson from Madison, Neil Brunner from Milwaukee, Kent Holmquist, Madison, and Jim Krogstad from Madison. And they will be earning their keep with this call.
And it's a big call, because if the call is overturned, Aquinas is going to have to punt on their own, deep in their own territory. It'll be their first punt of this windy night. And again, that's a swirling wind. You can see our referee Colin Moon waiting for the decision from up top of what again. Here it is.
Yeah, that one looks like it's incomplete, I'd say.
I think it hits the ground.
Yep, but the other angle, I'd say not.
So is there enough evidence to overturn the call on the field? And that's why we're taking so much time, because we have conflicting views.
Yes. Want to recognize our new WIA State Football Finals Director, Tom Shafransky, who's putting this all together this week. Wade Lebecki, Dr. Wade Lebecki, back enjoying his retirement.
I think the decision's been made here.
Now they're getting, if it's complete, then they have to do clock and distance and all that sort of thing. It's a 16-yard completion if it stands up.
I want to play football. I don't want to stand here.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Well, it's taken a while.
Sure is.
And I don't think that's the reason that replay's been instituted.
And here's the decision.
And they're going to overturn it the way that everybody's walking back down the field toward the field house end of the stadium.
I guess the upstate votes aren't quite in yet. Now here's the decision.
After further review, the ball hit the ground. Incomplete pass. We'll have 4th down.
Well, that is huge.
Again, that means that this punt will come from the goal line.
Yeah.
Flatmeyer is the punter. He's averaged 46 yards and 12 punts this season. But again, the wind is swirling, and
the Mayville receivers of the punt are inside the Aquinas 45. There's Flatmeyer again with the left foot, and that one's off the side of the foot. That'll be about the 35-yard line. Well, golden opportunity for Mayville.
Great field position. So how big was that call on the replay?
Could be a game changer.
You can see Scott Hilber senses they got a chance to take the lead for the first time today. There is a flag.
It's a 20-yard punt if it stands. Now Scott Hilber not as happy seeing the flag if it's on his club. Personal foul, Mayville.
Second 15-yard penalty against the Cardinals this half.
After the kick.
Okay, so after the kick.
Personal foul. Defense. A 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
Well, they're still going to have a short field, but it's going to be a longer short
little longer.
field.
That's right. So there must have been a little extracurricular after the kick was completed. So the good news for Scott Hilber's team is that they'll still be in plus territory, but now at the 48 of Aquinas.
So that's 30 yards in penalties this half for Mayville. And when you're trying to come from behind in the state finals, that's not a good idea.
No, never has been. Division 4 final after this one. Ellsworth undefeated, Catholic Memorial undefeated. Pitch to Schroffnagel. Got stood up right at the line of scrimmage, might have even lost a couple of inches. Well played by the Blue Gold's defense.
It's Wilson in among the tacklers. But they didn't, Schroffnagel didn't get much in that run.
Xander Scrady also in on the tackle, 79 for Aquinas. Second down, they call it no gain. Here's Middlestad throwing and completing. And that's a good catch there by 83 Hardesty. Caden Hardesty with the grab.
They fake the pitch to Schroffnagel. Everybody in the place is watching 20, and Hardesty comes free. That's only the second completion of the night for Middlestad.
Gains 13. First down, Mayville. Inside the 35. Schroffnagel, big hole. Still going. First down carry. Schroffnagel with a burst and then some power running to get the first down at the 23.
He runs hard. Took two guys, Walter Burns and Will Hansen, to bring down the senior honorable mention All-State running back.
11 more for Blake Schroffnagel on that carry. Mayville's drive continues. Schroffnagel again. More running room. He squirts forward. He's going to be to the 15. Boy, it's just a white blur when Schroffnagel gets going, and he cuts it upfield.
And again, give credit to that line in front of them. They've started to dominate the line of scrimmage since the start of the second quarter. And the domination continues here in the third quarter.
At the 15, it's 2nd and 2 after a gain of 8. Schroffnagel again. Inside the 10, inside the 5. They're going to mark him just short of the goal line. Schroffnagel's getting plenty of room to run, and he knows what to do with it. Chris Wilson saved the touchdown.
Big hole there, though.
And Paulie Reiteman got the first hit.
And who do you think is going to get the ball here?
Maybe 20. Nope. It's going to be Hawkers for the score. Touchdown, Mayville. So Schroffnagel does the heavy lifting, and Hockers gets the 6.
5th touchdown of the year for Hockers. A large fella at 6'2", 245. So everybody's looking at 20. 44 gets the score, which gives Mayville its first lead of the night.
How about that? From 16-0, Mayville has scored the last 20. So up 4. You got to believe they're going for 2. I think that's the chart. Yep. To try to make it a 6-point lead. Middlestat. Here comes the rush. Middlestat won't get there. 2-point conversion fails, but Mayville has the lead. And they do it on the ground, as they often do. Blake Schroffnagel continues his big day. He's now up to 167 yards. He got it close. And then Ty Hockers finished for the score. 20-16, Mayville in the lead.
Find yours.
Pop quiz, go.
Which one of these Pro Balls from Adidas was purchased with Rakuten and comes with cash back?
They look identical.
They both have great moves on the pitch.
Hold the action, is that?
Indeed. That cheeky bugger comes with cash back.
Well, there's your answer. But leave the cheekies to me.
Why wouldn't you buy sports equipment with Rakuten?
Things are a lot happier and warmer on the Mayville side thanks to that last touchdown drive. And let's go down to our coach's corner with Al Minert. That 14-yard run by Blake Schroffnagel.
A little eye candy with the motion coming across. Watch the wingback fold up inside. There's a little parting of the blue sea there. Great run. I thought he got in, but the official marked him short. And
I think a lot of people in Mayville agree with you, Al.
Yeah, no. Yep, they got it in anyway, but...
But as a guy who used to coach at old Wiss's school like Aquinas, what do you do? I mean, it seems to me Mayville has won the line of scrimmage and taken this thing over.
Right. So...
Great coverage on the kick return by Mayville.
Big momentum swing. So now they've got to get back that, the shot play that they had. He was open and he just underthrew it a little bit. And, again, all they got to get back to what they were doing in the first quarter.
So your advice for Aquinas is the same the advice you gave to Mayville at the start of the second quarter. They're down 16 and stay the course.
Yeah,
things that got you here.
Right, exactly. Both teams rely on their offense more than their defense. And so it's who's going to execute their offense the best.
Braden Weigline made that big tackle on special teams on the kick return, and there's a pass batted down by Bradley Bushke.
Since Aquinas took the lead at 16-0, the time of possession in this game, 3:10 for Aquinas, 15:52 for Mayville.
Come again?
Mayville has possessed the ball for 15 minutes, 52 seconds. Aquinas, 3 minutes, 10 seconds since it was 16-0 Aquinas early in the second quarter.
That was the toughest assignment for our statistician, Jeff, today, but he came through with flying colors. They'll try another little screen, and this one's complete. And finally, the runner goes down. That's Calvin Hargrove. He's going to be short of a first down, third down coming up for Aquinas.
And they got to get a sustained drive. You got to pick up first downs on third down, and here's a big one for Aquinas.
Colin Rodeman, Cole Legis on the tackle at the 25, 3rd and 4. Flottmeyer looks to throw. Nobody's open, so he takes it, and it looks like, they're going to mark him just short.
And I think this is 4-down territory for Aquinas. Much as we saw Mayville in the second quarter, down 16, they went for it when they were in their own territory. I think Aquinas feeling the same way here. Down 4 with 4:51 left. It looks like they're... Well, Flottmeyer's the punter, so you can't say that the punter's not on the field. But I think they're going to go for it.
But after a 20-yard punt against the wind, I don't know if that punt's the strategy, but yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have believed that Aquinas would be in a spot like this when they were up 16-0 early in the second quarter. But now, here they are, 4th and 1. Will they try and draw them off, or will they
Flottmeyer
try and grab the first down?
In the shotgun, but he's not going to be in punt formation.
They're going to run it. And they got a first down and a big break for Calvin Hargrove. Penalty marker flies late, but Hargrove got off to the 43. Might be a face mask, but Aquinas may have dodged a big one on that 4th down.
Hargrove gets the direct snap and apparently picks up the first down.
Big block there by Riley Clark, 55. That sprung him loose.
The result of the play is a run for a first down. Sideline warning. Aquinas. First down.
Okay. So I don't know that Tom Lee gets that one, but sideline warning. So
the get-back coach has been penalized.
Yeah.
Not getting folks the sideline. So you get another one of those, you're going to get penalized. But I mean, no yardage assessed here after Hargrove picks up a big first down for the Blue Goals.
Tom Lee's bio at his school, he says he got his bachelor's from lacrosse, got a master's from Viterbo. He ripped through the undergraduate program in lacrosse in 6.5 years.
Took a few victory laps, huh?
There you go. And they go back to Hargrove, and this time not nearly as much as Nadolski was there for Mayville. Zane Vetter also the middle linebacker.
Hargrove only had 3 carries in the first half. And again, he's been their leading ball carrier this season.
Got only one on that last carry. 2nd down, Flottmeyer. Here comes the rush. He gets it off. He has a man. It's complete. Miskowski.
There is a flag, however.
Touchdown for the moment, Aquinas. But the flag is back at the 48-yard line. Mayville says it's on Aquinas, but we shall see. 56-yard score if it holds up.
And everybody's walking down the field like they don't think it's going to hold up.
Holding Mayville.
Oh, wow.
It will hold up.
And now they're marching the other end of the field, and the 2 All-Staters come through with a big score for Aquinas.
Yeah, he did a great job scrambling.
Well, Flottmeyer to Miskowski, and boy, he floated that one in there beautifully, and Miskowski did the rest.
Flottmeyer buys some time here when Witkowski comes free. Puts some air onto the ball. Witkowski beats the defender and goes in untouched for the go-ahead score.
Result of the play, touchdown.
So 2nd time those 2 have hooked up. They also have a 2-point conversion to Flottmeyer and Miskowski.
They're going for 2 here.
As per usual. 22-20 is the score now. Last time they did a direct snap to Hargrove out of this. That was that big 4th down play. They'll do it again, but this time it's Penke. He's going to throw and complete it. No, incomplete. Oh, boy, the play worked, but it was bobbled and out of bounds. There you see 44, Pearson Feehan.
Feehan can't hold on. Nice pass from Penke on it, rolling out.
Oh. Had 3 tries at it and couldn't latch on. So it stays 22-20, but Aquinas is back in the lead. What an entertaining Division V championship this is. Let's see if we can see the defensive holding call. It's going to be pretty early right there.
Schropnagel covering Wiskowski. He grabs on, and then Wiskowski comes free and is behind the DB and goes in untouched for the go-ahead score. So that holding call against Schropnagel will be assessed on this kickoff.
So that'll put it at the 50. Boy, even if you hold Miskowski, he still scores on you. 56-yarder. There you see the scoring drive, less than 2 minutes. Flottmeyer now 13 of 21, 209 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. That's Cohen Rodeman back, one of the 2 deep backs to receive. Flotmeyer should get this one into the end zone, and he does from the 50. Well,
how big an answer was that for Aquinas?
Yeah.
Again, in this game of momentum swings, Aquinas takes it back and doing just what Al suggested, and that was to do what you do well. And Al, what happened in the two-point conversion?
Yeah, you know, they did this same formation before where they overload ran on 4th down. They had 2 people wide open, one in the back corner, one in the flat. And he had a nice ball and just didn't catch it.
And if you're wondering where Flotmeyer was, he lined up to the far left. He was completely out of that play as he lined up as a wide receiver.
Little counter back with Schroffnagel to the right. Oh, no, excuse me, that's Vollmer. Vollmer a little slow to get up, and now he is limping back to the huddle, and now they'll stop play to attend to Braden Vollmer, the 6', 188-pound senior running back. They'll get some help from Nathan Peterson. Let's see what happened to number 23 here. Might have hit his head on the turf. So Vollmer will, he's in a bit of a struggle, so they'll take care of him, and we'll see what develops for the senior running back for Mayville.
Aquinas defensively has not had an answer for Mayville since the start of the second quarter.
Schroffnagel. 3rd and short coming up for Mayville. Hargrove on the tackle for Aquinas. Mayville's over 230 yards rushing in this game.
Schroffnagel has 167 of them and now has 29 attempts.
3rd and 3. Do you go back to the well with number 20? He's the only man in the backfield. Aquinas loads up at the line. Oh, Schroffnagel's going to throw. And threw it just short. Oh, boy, that could have been something. Bushke was the intended receiver. They had loaded up the box to stop Schroffnagel.
They had 9 guys in the box, and good call by Scott Hilbert. So here it is again. They got everybody up there, and Schroffnagel set his feet and threw the ball low, and the receiver couldn't come up with a play, so a rare punt in this game.
Yeah. Bradley Bushke, remember he had that 58-yarder earlier that hit the turf and rolled. There isn't even a deep back for Aquinas, so this one's going to get a good bounce for Mayville as well. And right at the 20, it will roll out of bounds.
And he's going to have a pretty good punting average tonight because of that roll.
All right. 58's the record. This one is 52.
Oh, he's averaging, by St. Thomas math, is 55 yards a punt.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to go 54, but I went to assumptions.
Yeah, well.
You got to take that into account. All right.
So a big stop.
That's some
by the Aquinas defense.
Those are Catholic Memorial fans here a little early. They play at 7 o'clock tonight.
And you can't get enough of this chilly weather.
No. So that would be a record for punting average if it holds up for Bushke. Flotmeyer going deep. Complete. What concentration by Quinn Miskowski, the defender. Cohen Rodeman was all over him, but Miskowski made the grab.
Here it is again. These guys have been great all night. They've connected for 2 touchdowns. Flotmeyer underthrew that one a tad, but the All-State receiver comes back to pick up the All-State quarterback. And the senior makes the catch. Aquinas in Mayville territory again after the 36-yard pass.
They go quickly to the outside for Konzemius this time. And he'll get a good gain as he squirts forward just short of the 35 on first down. So Konzemius and Miskowski, the big play receivers for Aquinas. go back-to-back with receptions.
Flottmeyer now close to 250 yards passing.
I am racing to the record book as we speak. They go tempo again. Here's the handoff and running room. This is Moline, David Moline to the 10.
Cohen Radaman might have saved the touchdown by knocking him out of bounds.
So David Moline with a big run. The sophomore goes 26.
He cuts it outside here, and you can see Radaman will chase him down. It's an assist from Hardesty.
And right back to action as it's 1st and 10 from the 11, so they can get a first down without a touchdown. Here's Moline. Moline squirts ahead to the 6. So Flottmeyer with 253 yards passing. The Division V record for passing in a game is 383. Josh Weiss, Cedar Grove, Belgium, was 36 of 51 for 383. So he's got a ways to go for that record, but right now he's got his eyes focused on another Aquinas touchdown here. They're up 22-20. Here's Moline to the 2.
Williams carried the mail on this drive. Aquinas attack, Flottmeyer gets a lot of the attention, and rightly so, and so does the receiver Miskowski, but they're pretty balanced. I mean, they run it as well as throw it. Flottmeyer gets the big splash plays, but they've run the ball well and got an opportunity here to pad their 2-point lead.
3rd and 1. This is Hargrove. He gets to the 1 and just short of the first down. So
they don't have to run another play this quarter if they don't want to.
And with the entire Aquinas offense coming to the sidelines, that's going to be the case.
Entertaining tilt, though. Yeah. Again, we talked about contrasting styles, and boy, we've seen it. They've gone up and down the field and given us lots of thrills and spills. Last 12 minutes ought to be fun.
Aquinas coach Tom Lee said that's what makes fights in boxing, contrasts in styles, and it makes a great Division V championship here at Camp Randall as the 3rd quarter officially comes to a close. Aquinas was up 16-0. Mayville rallied to take a 20-16 lead. It's the Hawkers touchdown that put them ahead, and then Aquinas responded as Miskowski hooked up with Flottmeyer. Back with the 4th quarter in a moment.
Please.
Start of the 4th quarter, we had a unique situation while you were gone. They actually brought out the first down markers and measured for the first down, which was just short. And then they brought the sticks down to the other end of the field to precisely mark the ball just outside the 1.
Inside.
And if Aquinas gets inside the 1 and not into the end zone, it would be a first down. But this is 4th and 1.
And a large play to start the 4th quarter. They're going for it on 4th down.
Flottmeyer keeps it, and he stood up, and I don't know. Zane Vetter met him at the goal line.
He's got it.
First down and not a touchdown. It is a first down and not a touchdown. Wow.
Nice play by Vetter, though, to meet the quarterbacks head on, but Flottmeyer's forward progress is ruled good enough for a first down.
Yeah, that's the spot. He got it, but not by much.
Hardly a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, right?
But a first down nonetheless.
So Aquinas has 4 cracks at it from inside the 1. Let's see if they go to Hargrove out of this big stack. They do. Hargrove. Touchdown, Aquinas. Calvin Hargrove from a yard out.
And they run the Wildcat down here, and Hargrove with a big score for the Blue Golds. They go 80 yards in 8 plays.
You see a little bobble there, but Hargrove held on.
And gets 6 points because of it. Again, showing the difference in styles. Talked about the time of possession difference from the start of the second quarter through late in the third. Aquinas has quickly scored, using only 1:52 on one drive, 2:40 on this drive. They're going for two again.
This time they hand it back to Penke, and he's stopped. So it's a one-possession game, 28-20, as Mayville's defense comes up with a big play. But Tom Lee's Blue Golds are back on the momentum train as they've regained the lead and now opened it up to 28-20 with 11:47 left fourth quarter.
At Verizon, we are committed to supporting small business. We provided grants to help owners navigate through the pandemic. And now we're pledging to support 1 million businesses nationwide, helping them bring their businesses online so they can thrive in a digital economy. We create the networks that move the world forward for all, because we believe no one should be left behind.
Well, Aquinas had the quick strike offense early, and the quick strike offense has returned. A couple of snappy drives that resulted in 2 scores, and they're up 8.
And our friend Al Minert down at Coach's Corner points out, by not kicking the point, shows you Aquinas doesn't have a lot of confidence they're kicking it, but if they had kicked the point, it would have been a 9-point lead instead of a 1-score game when the 2-point conversion failed. So shows you Aquinas doesn't have a lot of confidence in their place kicking.
Yep. Here's Flatmeyer. He drills this one to the 5. And here comes a nice return for Mayville, close to the 30. That's Austin Musak with the tote on the return.
So if you talk about the card, as coaches like to talk about the card certainly said to get to kick the point and get a 9-point lead instead of an 8-point lead.
Al Minert, are you still there? Did you have an actual card?
Yes, there is an actual card. You do go by your gut a lot. You know, the old saying is coaches coach, players play, parents complain. And your only decision is good as if you're right.
So sometimes you look at the card and go, nah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But at the end of the day, you're making these split-second decisions, and you're only right if they work.
Yeah, right.
Well, and coaches know their personnel a lot better than us.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
Coach Lee's been with these guys a long time, and he knows whether he's got an extra point kicker or not. I mean, those of us that watch college football and pro football on Saturday and Sunday figure he's going to kick the point. But these guys know who they got.
Penalty. Replay first down.
There's the penalty. Al, do different coaches have different cards that say different things?
I would say so, yes. But the one thing I'll say about Coach Lee, he has had some of the great play concepts for 2-point plays. And so obviously they came in with a deck stacked of 2-point plays that they were going to use.
Well, they've done it all year. That's 49 times they've gone for 2. Now here's Middlestad. He'll throw to the sideline. Bushke jumps up and grabs it, gets both feet in bounds, and then he's tackled there. Walter Burns is number 3 for Aquinas. And that gain will help a little bit, but it's still going to be 2nd and 14 for Mayville.
Yeah, that holding call puts him behind the sticks and forces Mayville to do something they're not comfortable doing. That's throwing the football. Milstead with a completion there, though.
Good sure tackle by Walter Burns there. And 2nd and 14, Mayville's at its own 25. Another passing attempt, perhaps. Now Middlestad's going to be dragged down from behind.
Damian Lee had a big play last week and punching the Blue Gold's ticket to get him here. Gets a sack there, and it's going to be 3rd and long for Mayville.
Penalties hurting the Cardinals. 5 for 55 in the game. Aquinas have only been penalized twice. Accepted penalties.
Big defensive play by Damian Lee, the junior linebacker. Runs down the quarterback. I don't think Middlestead sensed he was there. Again, Mayville doesn't like to throw, but they may be forced to here on 3rd and 17.
Timeout Mayville. They realize the importance of this upcoming play with just 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter. As Damian Lee celebrates on the sidelines. Big play for Mayville coming up when we return to Camp Randall. After the sack.
We're launching our new Cornell College Freeway Scholarship.
That means you'll receive at least $30,000 in merit scholarships if you're admitted to Cornell College and you live in one of these states around Iowa.
Wisconsin,
Illinois,
Missouri,
Minnesota,
or Nebraska.
Go ahead. Apply now.
Back by Damian Lee. Mayville faces a 3rd and 17 from their own 22-yard line. The whistle to put the ball in play, and here we go, and now a whistle stops it. Penalty marker, false start, Mayville.
That ball, false start.
Another penalty that hurts.
5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
They have really hurt the second half for Mayville. The 2 personal foul calls early in the half, and certainly the holding call, and now this one makes this a very uncomfortable position for Coach Ilber on this play call.
Tough to overcome turnovers and penalties in state championship games, that's for sure. Middlestead brings him out of the huddle. Hockers is the running back. Schroffnagel's in the slot on the right. They look his way. They go sideline, intercepted.
Well, those ball hawkers in defense, that's 23 interceptions for Aquinas this year. That ball was up for grabs, and the way they play defense in that secondary.
Michael Liam says, let's go. Yeah, he could have called for a fair catch on that one.
So on a turnover, but again, you put Mayville in a spot they don't like to be in. Throw the ball, and Aquinas likes to be in a position where they force you to throw the ball. Liam with another pick.
Chris Wilson, the cornerback, had good coverage, but then Liam, the safety, came over and helped out.
That's his 4th interception of the year. Hargrove had his 4th pick earlier tonight. And Aquinas with now a short field pick up what could be a game-clinching score.
It's at the Mayville 41. Flottmeyer spreads everybody out. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Let's see if the protection holds up. Wide open over the middle. Jack Gagemeyer, and he lost the football. And Mayville recovers.
This would be a good one to show, Andrew. This is a great.
Wow, what a turnaround.
Gagemeyer is a senior. They just run him right down the field. He's wide open.
This is a great
And
fumble.
here's a big turnover for Mayville.
Here's another look.
Aquinas started the game with an exotic. They come out with a funky formation. Gagemeyer goes right down the field. Is wide open. Middlestead with another big defensive play. He's thrown 2 picks, but they had an interception and forced a fumble. Gagemeyer, I think, thinks he's going in.
Yeah.
And Middleton says not so fast.
And then Ty Hockers gets the recovery. Schroffnagel swallowed up. Boy, he just could not get going. Shane Willenbrang gets the tackle for Aquinas.
Again, Middlestead's been a heck of a player defensively with the interception that led to a score. And that was a huge defensive stop there after Aquinas has a turnover of his own, a short field. Middlestead forces the fumble. Hockers with the recovery. Now again, the Cardinals, you have to think, want to settle things down and go back to their game of ground and pound.
And then you look at the clock, it's close to 9 minutes left, a time-consuming drive. Well, that's not what they're looking for either, but if they get that big of a gain on 2nd down, that's a pretty good start to get to the end zone. Schroffnagel. Clock rolls to 8:50 left of the 4th quarter.
But this is what they like on 3rd down. 3rd and 1 and 2. You can call Schroffnagel's number and feel pretty good about moving the chains with a sustained drive.
Mayville has 2 timeouts left here in the 2nd half. Schroffnagel bulls his way. They'll spot it at the 23, and that'll be a Mayville 1st down. Well, Schroffnagel must sleep well at night after games. Huh? That's 33 carries for number 20.
I hope Ma and Pa Schroffnagel have a hot tub in their house. Because this is not out of the ordinary.
No.
The number of carries that Schroffnagel's had.
33 for 183 for Schroffnagel. This time Hockers gets it. Tries a stiff arm and then bowls over an Aquinas defender. Jack Schwartz hung in there and got pushed back, but he made the tackle on big old number 44, 6'2", junior Ty Hockers. 2nd and 8.
Again, this is what the Cardinals have done all season to get them in a position where 7.5 minutes away from looking for a game-time score in the state title game.
Schroffnagel carries a couple of tacklers with him, gets 8.
Schroffnagel's slow to get up here, and that isn't a good sign for Mayville.
No. He's got that left arm wrapped up pretty good.
He doesn't want to come out.
Timeout for an injured player.
So they'll call the timeout for the injured player, Schroffnagel. There you see the medical staff attending to him. And Mayville will get 3rd and 2 here from the 31 without number 20. So Hockers has picked up some tough short yardage situations. 44s in the backfield. Middlestat will hand it to Hockers. He'll get a first down. He'll squirt free. He's still going to the 50. It takes 5 Aquinas tacklers to finally hold him up. He still hasn't gone down. First down, Mayville.
Nick Damian Lee grabbed a piece of jersey to slow him down. Otherwise, I don't know if he was going to go down.
24 yards for Hocker.
He just bowls with. Lee grabs on right here. And if he doesn't grab that jersey and at least cause the momentum to cease going forward, I think he's off to the races.
Oh, if that was an Earl Campbell tearaway jersey, he'd still be going. Oh, boy.
He might have gone drag Lee 10 yards, but I think Aquinas fans had to be happy Lee grabbed the jersey.
Let's go right for Hockers again. Into Aquinas territory. 6:15 left on the 4th quarter clock.
Looks like Hockers could carry the mail without Schroffnagel in the lineup.
High drama at Camp Randall.
You can see Schroffnagel back in the huddle.
Boy, he'd have to be really, really hurt to miss out on this. You got to figure. Schroffnagel and Hockers are the running backs behind Middlestat. This is a pitch to Schroffnagel. Let's see how he is. Well played by the Aquinas defense.
I'm going to say, I think they're pretty familiar with Schroffnagel.
Calvin Hargrove and Ethan Schomburger on the tackle for the Blue Gold.
I think Chris Wilson was there too. They rallied to the ball pretty effectively.
3rd and 5 for Mayville. Middlestat has only thrown 6 passes today, completed 4 of them for 34 yards.
And the other 2 went to the other team.
That is correct. So he's completed all 6, I guess, is one way to look at it.
Timeout, Mayville.
And that leaves the Cardinals with just 1 the rest of the game. Rest of regulation, I should say.
I think it's safe to say this is 4-down territory for the Cardinals. Near midfield with 5:14 left of the state title. You got to, you got to score here because again, they spend a lot of time in their scoring drives.
You see the previous scores from today scrolling, and the schedule could come at the lower right-hand part of your screen. But just to recap, Reedsville won Division 7, 17-0 over Coleman. Colby was a 22-7 winner over St. Mary's Springs. And we'll wrap up our first day here at Camp Randall with Ellsworth and Catholic Memorial in Division 4. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock tonight.
Now, Tom Lee rallying his troops. He's done a heck of a job in 9 years. Again, Lee, this program was in trouble a few years back. at declining. There's you see what we've done today and what's coming up. But we'll get back to this in a bit, because this is a big play for Mayville with 5:14 left in the fourth quarter.
3rd and 5. Hawkers got it to the 39.
Yeah, I have to assume Coach Hilbert challenged the offensive line there in a big moment in the game, and Hawkers, who's run the ball very well with Schropnagel shaken up on this drive. Hawkers picks up a large first down.
10 carries for Hawkers now. So he's really chipping in with 42 yards on those 10 carries. Hawkers again. Lee grabbed him first for Aquinas, and it's a short gain for Ty Hawkers.
And Schropnagel's only touched the ball once since leaving the game with an apparent arm injury. So they're almost using him as a decoy on this drive, and Hawkers has been the main man, and he's responded.
If Mayville can push in the touchdown, you got to go for 2 to tie it. The job one is getting to the end zone. 2nd and 7 for the Cardinals. Schropnagel pitch. Schropnagel first down to the 25. Well, a few eyes went to Hawkers, I think, on the initial part of the play, and then Schropnagel made it to the edge.
Well, if he's healthy, you're going to see this guy a lot in the final 5 minutes of this game. Honorable mention All-State back, and he's had a big game as we expected he would. He runs hard.
36 carries, 201 yards for Blake Schropnagel. And everybody knows he's going to get the ball. And he did again. This time he'll get about 3. 3:45 left. Again, if you're just joining us, Aquinas had a 16-0 lead just a few seconds into the second quarter. Then Mayville came back, took a 22-20 or 20-16 lead. Then Aquinas scored a couple of times to make it 28-20.
Did a very entertaining game, and a bunch of individual stars. Schropnagel there for Mayville, over 200 yards. Flottmeyer's thrown for over 240 yards for Aquinas.
Schropnagel, nothing doing. 77, Damian Lee again.
Damian Lee has stepped up in the second half.
Well, he's a big play guy, isn't he?
Has been in the playoffs for Aquinas.
So no gain, 3rd and 7 at the 23. Boy, he came from the outside edge, beat the block of Ty Hawkers, and wrapped off Schropnagel. Schropnagel, the single back behind Middlestad. Rolling right, throwing, completing. That's Bradley Bushke. First down, Mayville.
Bushke's been their top receiver all year. He picks up a big first down there inside the 10. They don't throw it much, but when they do, they usually look to Bushke.
Calvin Hargrove made the tackle, but not before Bushke got to the 10 and a first down. 1st and goal, Mayville. Hawkers. Oh, he's a load to bring down. He's still not down. Now he finally is to the 3.
Boy, the plot thickens. Obviously, you got to score. Obviously, you have to convert the 2-point conversion. And I think just as obviously, you don't want to give Flottmeyer a lot of time to go down the field in a tie game, if that's what you get to. But obviously, again, you got to score, get the 2-point conversion before you worry about the third check on their box to check.
But they never try a field goal, so you got to get a touchdown if you're Aquinas to respond. But we'll see. They got to get the touchdown first. Here's Hawkers into the end zone. Touchdown, Mayville. 28-26. Ty Hawkers with another huge run on the drive.
Nice drive for Mayville. And they went back to what they do well, and that's just grind the ball out. Say our line's going to beat up your line, and we got 2 powerful backs in Hawkers and Schropnagel. and they get a big score. Now they come up with a 2-point conversion.
Well, Al Minute said Aquinas had some 2-point plays lined up. I'm guessing Scott Hilber and Mayville do too. Schroffnagel pitch. He's stood up and hit again. He came up short. It looked like for all the world that Schroffnagel was going to get in, but he was hit once and hit again.
Henchy and Hargrove, I think, make the stops. But you give it to your honorable mention All-State back, the guy with over 200 yards. Not a surprise there. He's run hard all night. I think Aquinas knew it was coming. Here it is. Schroffnagel on the pitch. He's stood up there, and then that's Hargrove that finished it off. But give credit to Penchy for making the initial hit, and then Hargrove for making sure Schroffnagel doesn't get into the end zone. Aquinas with a 2-point lead with 1:41 left in the title game.
Well, I'll tell you what, you see big number 20 coming at you, you know you're going to have a collision, and you know you're going to get hurt. But what a play by Schomburger. Well, Schomburger, there's 3 guys. Schomburger, Penke, Hargrove. Man, you take your pick.
Yeah, they all deserve credit.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought he had the corner.
So 28-26, Aquinas stays in front. 1:41 left.
That's Ethan Schomburger. He deserves the credit for the initial hit. And now all eyes go to the onside kick. Al, you've been coaching a long time. How often in high school you practice an onside kick?
Well, we did it every Thursday, you know, the day before the game.
Today's Thursday, so.
Yeah. No, yeah, we did it every week, and we did it both directions and some of that.
Here we go.
Buschke. Penalty. Offside, yep. Somebody jumped ahead. So it looks like Buschke's going to try to get that hop that goes up high, and his guys can get it.
5-yard penalty. Re-kick.
No, this is complicated because they only have 1 timeout, so.
Tom Lee instructing his special team to, you know, there's going to be some good hands up front for Aquinas.
There is no one deep for Aquinas. That shouldn't come as a big shock.
Right. So Buschke went to the right with the first attempt. Let's see if he goes in that same direction this time.
The 11 Aquinas players between the 45 and the 40-yard line.
Here it is again. This one stays low and rolls and grabbed there.
Wilson.
Yep, just Chris Wilson. Gives Aquinas the ball inside the 50.
Well, now if you secure the ball, you should win the title. I mean, Mayville can only stop the clock once. So I'm sure they're suggesting ball security is paramount.
Aquinas looking to finish off an undefeated season. They are 13-0.
They last won a title in 2007. They won WISA titles in 1993 and 1995.
Handoff. Tackled in the backfield. That's Hargrove. And Mayville will burn its final timeout with a minute 36 left.
Mayville. 3rd and final.
Well, again, you coach at a WISA school. So does Tom Lee, as Scott Hilbert brings the troops over. Lacrosse Aquinas went through a lot of things you did at Edgewood. With the playing in a conference against bigger schools. Past years, they play in the Cooley Conference. Past couple of years, they've found successful playing in the Cooley. But how tough is it to build a program, as Tom Lee has, when you're playing against bigger schools and getting beat up a lot?
No, and that's the thing is, you know, we always felt, and I always watched the Aquinas situation. They were in a similar, as you mentioned, and it's just really difficult to keep your team healthy, that if you got in, you still didn't have your full team ready to go. So, yeah, it is great props. I think what I've also noticed is Coach Lee's ability and his creativity comes from kind of having to play against better people quite often, that, you know, some of those formations and a little bit of gimmick football is part of the staple.
Well, they got some athletic kids, and they're a minute 36 away from winning a state title.
2nd and 12, Aquinas. Clock rolls. Handoff to Penke. Tackle made there. Going to be 3rd down coming up, but the clock will continue to wind with a minute 25 left.
But Aquinas' numbers were down for years. I mean, part of it, they lost kids to play soccer. They lost kids who just didn't go out for football. Because, again, they were playing bigger kids. But Tom Lee stayed the course. He brought in, he was an assistant coach in 2007 when Aquinas won the title. He called up a lot of the players from that 2007 team before the semifinals, brought them in to talk to the team. Some did videos to get the Flottmeyers and the Hargroves familiar with how good it was to win in 07. So he pushed all the buttons motivationally. They might not have watched Hoosiers, but they heard the story, the personal stories of kids that won titles for Aquinas back in 2007.
Tom Lee wants to get everybody on the same page here for this 3rd and 10 coming up. 50 seconds left. Mayville out of timeouts. Aquinas still has 2.
Yeah, so if this clock works right, okay, you know, they're going to have to make a decision unless they get the 1st down. Like, even you don't want to take a knee because you're still going to end up with, you know, 10 to 20 seconds left. And you can't take a safety if you're far enough away that you wouldn't want to do that anyway. So it'll be interesting to see. I would look for like a quarterback sweep type of thing that'll eat, you know, 5 or 6 seconds as he's running.
Flottmeyer in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Calvin Hargrove. Mayville, to have any chance, has to make a stop here. They do at the 45. Clock rolls. 40 seconds left.
He still hasn't given the ready for play.
30 seconds left. I think Tom Lee's just going to let the clock run down, and before the delay, he's going to call another timeout.
Right, he's asking them. I didn't see when they blew the whistle for ready to play.
Boy, it's going to be under 10.
Yeah, it's going to be under 10. He's now counting.
Yeah, the
so
back judge.
Like 5 seconds.
Back judge just started the count. Yeah, so timeout with 4 seconds left.
And
red ball. Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down. Please reset the game clock to 5 seconds.
And there are no moral victories in the state title game, but boy, Mayville's a heck of a team. They play hard. Schraubnagel with 205 yards and 38 carries is one off the record for most attempts in a Division V title game and 6 yards shy of the record. But that whole line, they played really well in a very entertaining game where we saw 2 different styles of play. Aquinas, again, creative, as Al said. They throw the ball. They were good at it. Mayville ran the ball. They were good at it. Aquinas is going to prevail right here.
So they put a second back on the clock. Flottmeyer is going to try and kill it. He'll throw it up in the air. The clock is at 0, and Aquinas has won the Division V State Football Championship. Well, now wait.
There's a flag.
There's a flag on the play.
And they're telling the teams to get back to the sidelines.
Holding
against Aquinas.
Wow.
Holding. Offense. It's a 10-yard penalty. 4th down.
Okay.
1 on time down.
1 on time down, so all they have to do is sit
Take a knee.
There you see the celebration of Tom Lee. Sorry, I was a little premature on the call, but the penalty will extend the game to 1 more untimed play, and Tom Lee's group, well, they are happy, and you can't blame them.
Assistant coaches getting some love. Steve Kramer, Bobby Katchel, Kevin Seidel, Joe Blatz, Philip Medall, Aaron Peckham, and his players are going to whoop it up on the frosty Camp Randall turf.
And now we can say it. The Aquinas Blue Golds are the state WIA Division 5 football champions. Well, they've been to the state final twice, and they've won it twice. 2007 and now 2021.
And tonight, Tom Lee said he didn't want to coach anywhere else but Aquinas.
Yeah.
Well, he is, and he's coaching the state champs. And as you can see, he and the quarterback are a couple of happy Blue Golds.
Yeah. Tom Lee said they didn't have a big rally or send-off. They were going to load up their 2 buses, head to Madison for a business trip. And any celebrations would happen after the game and probably into Friday. And I think that's what's going to happen for the Blue Golds. Final score. Aquinas 28, Mayville 26. We'll be back with more from Camp Randall Stadium in a moment on Valley Sports Wisconsin.
Hello.
This is 60 Sec Tech. This video explores regulated metal deposition, or RMD. Productivity and quality.
Welcome back. The Aquinas Blue Golds complete an undefeated season, 14-0. They got everything they could handle from the Mayville Cardinals. 28-26 Aquinas. We had a chance to catch up with the winning quarterback for Aquinas, Jackson Flotmeyer. Well, Jackson Flotmeyer, you came out hot, and then it went away for a little bit. How'd you get it back offensively?
I mean, all the credit goes to our offensive line and our seniors. We're in the locker room at half. We're all only up by 2. They come out. Our defense plays amazing. We get a score in the end zone. You know, it's all credit to Coach Lee. Never giving up is our motto. We got to believe. And I think we did an amazing job. Oh, my gosh.
Coach said this was a business trip and you weren't going to celebrate until after it's over. How do you celebrate something like this?
Holy smokes. First one since 2007. I know there's a lot of guys out there, even a guy in Japan that, man, those alumni, those Blue Golds that didn't win a game for years, and man, this is just special. I can't even describe the feeling.
Jackson, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Did you hear that, bro? They're watching us in Japan tonight.
I'll bet you're watching this lacrosse, too, and I'll bet there's a lot of excited people. I think Jackson Flotmeyer is one of them. What a night for him.
Boy.
He was everything as advertised. 16 of 24, 282 yards as Tom Lee lifts the trophy, and a lot of his players will help him out. But Flotmeyer was wonderful. 2 touchdown passes through to 6 different receivers. Credits his offensive line, and I'm exhausted just listening to it.
All right, we've talked about offense. Here's our play of the game brought to you by Rural Mutual. Premiums paid here. Stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. We're going defense. That big 2-point stop.
We went back and forth all night. That's the all-state running back, Schraubnagel, going for the game-time 2-point conversion. Schaumburger and friends say not so fast. Ethan Schaumburger, number 12, among those that greeted Schraubnagel as he cut it back and was kept shy of the goal line, preserving a 2-point Aquinas victory in a state title.
Calvin Hargrove got a piece at the end there, too, so a real team defensive effort to make the play of the game. Brought to you by Rural Mutual. Premiums paid here. Stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. Well, that was something. And we have one more state championship game to come. It's Ellsworth and Catholic Memorial, 2 undefeated teams. Rofe and I will be back with that at 7 o'clock along the WIA network, Valley Sports Wisconsin. For all of our Rush Media crew,